Ah, it's good to be home, Bridget. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Last time we got to know Aegaeon quite a bit better, seeing her entire storyline all in one go. It was a decent enough one. Not the most spectacular Blade quest in the world, but a good one, I would say. This time, we got business with...
Nicely done, chaps.
You, who has just returned from leading a merc mission, Aegaeon. And we're gonna be doing some other things around more.
Just let me know if anyone needs saving.
What I've begun doing is I've made a list of every single blade that has unlockable skills that can be gotten by just sending them on merc missions, and whenever they get to a point like this where it's two things I haven't unlocked or it's only things that you can't do for merc missions like unique monster hunting, I just cross them off the list. So Florin goes off the list from this. I find late game this is the best way to do things just because you have so many blades by now and it can be hard to keep that straight. And then just whenever a blade levels up, check their skills, and if any of them can be unlocked by merc missions, add them to the list.
Please use my powers. Oh, Sonny, stop. It tickles.
We are doing so well that the only blades who still make sense to send away on merc missions that are rare are Aegaeon, Dahlia, Praxis, Theory, and Aegaeon. For Aegaeon, we need to do two things. We need to raise the development level of Morardain so then we can view the heart-to-heart at the Seat of Power. His trust is awfully close, it'll only take one love source to get him there. So now I'm gonna teach you about a fun little trick to build development points for free whenever a situation like this arises. Go to any region where you have 5-star development. Go to the salvaging shop. Even Uriah and Tantal have these despite no salvaging actually taking place on them. It's well set up for you. And then you could buy premium cylinders. I kind of like going in gold cylinders just because it's smaller increments and thus less cumbersome. We're gonna buy 100,000 G worth of gold cylinders. Go to the nation you want to build trust with, sell all that you just bought. The buying price in a 5-star nation is the selling price in any nation. Once you have 5 stars in one region, this means you have 5 stars in all regions. The only restriction is selling doesn't give as many points as buying does, so it will take multiple trips to do. You know, there's really no sense being careful here if you break even every single time, so I'm just gonna buy 97 of these and go all in. Development level 5, yeah! Give me 10. I'm gonna keep 10 of these just to have them on hand. New merc missions available! The Hot Napon. Gauntlet and aggro attack up 5. Could be good in theory. Comet Choker HP attack boost 5, that's also good. And the Hot Ruby contract. I would recommend, above all else, get this contract. That'll make it so that the dessert shop sells an item called the Hot Ruby Steamed Bun, which I think is on Narcipair Jelly's level of being a super good pouch item. For this love source, Aegaeon and Cassandra both need to get their levels up, and I'm also gonna do a common blade for this. Common blades usually need about 400 trust. I think sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less to get up to level 5. And it's really the only thing keeping this guy from being maxed out and giving us some weaponry for noobs. 6 critical hits is very easily done with merc missions, whereas 100 or so trust is not. We would have to spam a good amount of pouch items for that. So here we go. And now we have a heart-to-heart.
Oh, His Majesty is absent.
No, he's not, he was just there!
A shame. You were hoping to meet him again, weren't you?
It feels a little strange for me to think of it as again, but I did wish to meet with him, yes.
I remember the old you, standing tranquilly beside the throne, quiet and resolved.
I can sense it is a good memory for you.
I had hoped some memory might linger within you too, but alas, it seems not.
So it would appear. Unlike you, Bridget, I did not have past records to fall back on. Without any data, it is difficult to feel any emotional connection either.
And now you're prohibited from reading those records that do exist as well.
So I am. So I am. Therefore, I know not what I had been doing, nor what my role is in the Ardanian Empire. I can comprehend some of it by talking with you or Morag, but I feel sure there is much of importance I do not grasp. Hence my plan, to ask Emperor Nile why it was that he forbade me from reading the past records.
Do you have any idea what the reason might be?
I wonder. From what I hear, it seems I failed to keep the Emperor safe, yes? In which case, might it not mean I have been relieved of the duty to protect His Majesty?
That's very pessimistic. You always are too hard on yourself, Aegaeon. I think Emperor Nile was hoping you would protect Alrest, and not just him. Rather than keep someone as excellent as you cooped up in Moradane, he preferred to have you contribute to the well-being of the world at large.
I see. He thought my knowing my past role in Moradane would hinder that.
That's what I think.
I see. I may not have been able to meet the Emperor, but just talking to you, Bridget, has given me strength.
Always glad to help. For what it's worth, I can't wait for the day when you're back by the side of the throne.
Are you worried for him?
Maybe somewhat. Anyone can aid the Emperor in his duties, but to keep him safe takes someone truly special. Up until now, I felt secure knowing that His Majesty was protected by myself, Lady Morag, and you.
Certainly. The sooner things fall back into place, the better. When all is said and done, I will return to the throne room. You and me both, Bridget. We will help see this through.
Right. I'll be counting on you.
This may be presumptuous to suggest, but he may have thought that I should work for the good of Alrest, rather than just for the Empire.
You mean that an adept blade should serve the world, not a single country?
Yes, precisely.
You can be quite brazen sometimes.
I was hesitant to say it myself.
But I do think you're probably right. That's why the Emperor didn't want you to know too much about your role here. He feared if you did, it may hinder you from achieving that purpose.
I see. I may not have been able to meet the Emperor, but just talking to you, Bridget, has given me strength.
Always glad to help. For what it's worth, I can't wait for the day when you're back by the side of the throne.
Are you worried for him?
Maybe somewhat. Anyone can aid the Emperor in his duties, but to keep him safe takes someone truly special. Up until now, I felt secure knowing that His Majesty was protected by myself, Lady Morag, and you.
Certainly. The sooner things fall back into place, the better. When all is said and done, I will return to the throne room. You and me both, Bridget. We will help see this through.
Right. I'll be counting on you.
Either way Aegaeon goes, she criticizes him for saying it. Just like siblings, I suppose.
I can support you better now.
For the real meat and potatoes, we're going to Naril Central Plaza.
Let's go.
Onwards!
Mugdal! You look like brave souls. Here, let me tell you a rumor that it's been on everyone's lips in the Imperial capital. At the Bellyful Canteen down in the old industrial district, ghosts are partying and keeping everyone up. Right, sure. Known fact. I know, you don't believe me. But I swear it's true. It's not just one or two people who have heard these ghosts, you see. My coworker plucked up his courage the other night and headed on over. But then he came running home. He kept going on about feeling terrible, like something was gonna burst out of his chest. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Listen, get over there and check it for yourself. You'll see. Midnight feasting, if you know what I mean. I don't see no quest marker around these parts. I think I'm just gonna go to the old industrial district and hope that sorts itself out. Oh, pardon me. 11 p.m. is not late enough. It has to be late at night. It has to be at least midnight. It is called midnight feasting, so yeah, I think I'm actually kind of in the wrong on this one. I never know how to get over there exactly, but I always tend to do it by accident. Oh, you just walk through the doorway that you can see over there. That makes sense. Someone here? We use again? Use special one? Use, make belly full. Use. Ah, so the rumored ghosts appear to just be Tirkin. Oh, it's you! Me remembering. You and Indal, me remember! Guys! That's your first response? Do you feel no remorse? Craw, if we fight, we losing. Tirkin no want lose. Lose bad, very bad. We go quiet, good? Quiet, go. Let's hear the details. We fire dragons, group of chef, best in world. We want shop in Alba Cavendish, but no get. They say no, we run away. Here we want mech fish, delicious fish, make Tirkin hearts happy. But still was just only planning, need guests. But when give fish, guest run away. Say taste no good. I see. Tirkin want you help. Well, this is a toughie. You not sure? No waiver, have to help. Remembering what you did at Indal. We will do everything in our power. Did you guys want to kill them so you wouldn't have to help them or something? First, help with cook. After, give to head fire dragon. Good food is get 100 point. But maybe get 0 point. Head fire dragon, I'm hard to please. Make Tirkin has chef life hard. I gotta say, if that Tirkin really is a reference to me, they got my taste exactly right. I love Tirkins. So, we gotta cook something and we gotta give it to the head chef. There are a disgusting amount of items that we can make, and a lot of them are worthless. So here's the stuff that you want to create. We need to do 1 bizarre soup, which, here's where you get those ingredients from. And just below it, we need to make 2 trident fish. Here's where those ingredients are as well. The ingredients listed here for the trident fish are what you need to make 2 of them, so don't worry about doubling these amounts or anything because I said 2.
Great work.
I think we did okay.
During the hunt, Theory makes it back. Oh, you got so much to go.
True growth happens when you clear your mind of distractions.
Apparently, you have many thoughts plaguing you!
That's how you draw on this power.
It sounded like I was crying out in pain in a movie or something. Only 1 left, and it's a unique monster in the land of Mortha. Since the Mystero I need to find is inside the Cloudways in the Leftherian Archipelago, I thought I'd talk to you about something that is probably one of the most missed things in any playthrough.
Now let's see.
The story only requires you to go through 1 Cloudway, and you're likely whenever you have to go to the other Cloudway for any reason, like a heart-to-heart or something, you're only gonna go to 1 side of it. Honestly, this is probably going to do nothing for you, but for those who want to fill in the maps and have every single possible landmark discovered, a really easy one is just simply going to the one that you didn't choose in the story, running to the other end of it, and discovering Lewd Cloudway Ridges.
All in one piece.
For most players who are going to go the easier of the 2 routes or get intimidated by the strong unique monsters on one of them, this is probably the most missed landmark in the entire game. There should be one in all 4 corners, not just 2 or 3 of them.
We finished the mission!
Also during the hunt,
If I can be of help to you,
2 trident fish later, we can now make a baked red fish out of the food that we've already made, along with these materials. Should be pretty easy to get alongside all the other stuff. Baked red fish. Everything else is worthless. They're key items. You can't give them as pouch items to get any sort of effects out of them. Now we hand that to the head fire dragon. You make good food. You bring, I eat. Perfect score. Squawk! Delicious! Mek Turkin happy! Spicing and sweetening and salting! Mek Turkin hearts happy boom boom! This food make bellyful canteen full of guests! All Turkin go! And that's that, I reckon. Ah, very thanking. I tell you how to make best fish dish. This make even for Indal time. Cheers. Wait! What is? Is no Turkin in Morardain? No customer for come eating baked redfish? What say? Oh! Is problem. Are you alright? Well, we go New Titan, yes. We fire dragons, group of chef, best in world. Must always looking for best cuisine. Must always be looking. The fire dragons of Top Pyra are their new recipe. You can make it at the kitchen at either Corin's or Tora's house. Fire dragons recipe. Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, bum. I want you to know that oh, beta scope. Oh wow, Howardite chips. All right, well, let's unpack this. I want you to know that for how easy and short that looked, I couldn't stand this quest my first time. As somebody who, that's a legendary version of that. Oh my god. Let's give that to Tora, effective immediately. Replaces rare version of it. And then Morag, you can take the rare. As someone who doesn't like looking at guides if they don't have to, the irony, I know. And there being no way of knowing without doing that which items are going to make those guys happy.
What's next, Fania? The next battle'll be a cinch.
It's all just blind guessing. I could barely make any of those items. The ones I could make were all wrong. And you have to combine 3 other items without giving them to him to make the good thing. It was just, there was no way I was ever going to figure that out. It was the last quest I completed in my first 100% playthrough, which I just learned is not a 100% playthrough, but as far as I was aware, I'd done everything in the game that I could do without grinding core crystals. That was my definition of 100%. So yeah, that was the last quest that I ever completed, and I needed to look at a guide to do it, and I'm just like, how could you ever figure this out? So Pyra's cooking.
I just thought of a great menu idea. Look forward to that later.
She can now bake Pyra's baked redfish. How nice of these other people to teach Pyra her own specialty. I need to get some whisper tomatoes and soft sea cucumbers, but here is the full list of ingredients and where you can find all of these items. Pyra's baked redfish. Those soft sea cucumbers were miserable. I want to give special attention to the fact that you want to go southwest corner of Cooley Lake, right over by Solia. Yeah, Solia, that's their name. There's some kids playing in the water over there. We did a side quest with them earlier. That's where you want to look for these. I would recommend having 3 level 3 ichthyologies if you can to maximize the chances. Even then, it still was rarely appearing. Pyra's specialty is not as awful as her less special items. It has some defense buffs and a damage barrier, which damage barrier is a good effect. You can get 3 of them from 1 making of it. I just don't think it's worth all the headache that has to be gone through in order to get there, you know? And cutting back to Morardain, in the old factory is a heart-to-heart for us to view. Down in the central control room where QT was created, it's a Tora kind of heart-to-heart.
Hey, Tora, what's up? You look a little bit spaced out looking at the view like that.
Oh, Rex. Tora was just thinking about when they captured Dadapon.
Right. Oh, come to think of it, this was the place where he had to create all those artificial blades.
Dadapon always was a bit of a scaredy-pon. Shy. Couldn't do bad thing even when needed to do bad thing. What happened to Dadapon was...
Tora?
How could they make him make so many rubbish blades? Tora cannot imagine how bitter it was for Dadapon.
Huh? Hang on a moment, Tora.
What is it, Rex?
I thought you were sad because your dad... your dad, he got captured.
No, not that. Dadapon happy whenever working. Dadapon love his work very much.
Really?
Really. Just look at Lila and Rosa. Dadapon's Noponality is written all over them.
Ah, yeah, it really comes through.
But these new generic ones, no spirit, no verve. Maybe most important things for Artificial Blade. Something wrong, Rex?
No, just... passion's sure and high in your family.
Why, of course! Spirit of adventure like air we breathe.
What kind of person was Susu?
Susu? My Grampypon?
Poppy interested too. Tell us, Master Pon.
Honestly, Tora not remember much about Grampypon.
Oh.
Grampypon always locked away in lab all by self.
Susu make lots of experiments and research?
No, usually look at photo books of blades. Grampypon real stickler for appearance and mannerisms of creations. Grampypon really hung up on details.
What kind of details, Tora?
This not sound very scientific, Master Pon.
On contrary, because of Grampypon's book looking, Poppy is blade she is today. Grampypon worked very hard to get style and poise just right. He had to perfect Ether Furnace to make his dreams real. Other detail Grampypon liked is self-destruct feature and hidden devices. Grampypon always hunched over plans, snickering to self. To little Tora, looked very much like crazy mad scientist.
But I guess when he invented the Ether Furnace, his drive and passion paid off. There's a lot of talent in your family, Tora. No doubt about it. Poppy's a walking testament to his genius.
Poppy experiencing very complex emotion right now.
What kind of person was Tatazo?
Dadapon?
Poppy also want to hear about Master Pon's Dadapon.
Dadapon quite an introvert Nopon, not expert in communication.
Tatazo always busy with research?
Yes, every day full of research, from morning to night. At graduation party, was very lonely, not many friends to talk to. But brave enough to ask my Mamapon to dance. Very lucky for Tora. This how Tora get born. Mamapon said Dadapon was so true to self, couldn't say no to him.
That's really heartwarming.
Master Pon, where is your Mamapon now?
In end, said Dadapon was too true to self. So Mamapon went away.
So, it's like they got together and broke up for the same reason.
Grampypon and Dadapon always together, working on artificial blades. Never spend any time with Mamapon. Make her unhappy.
This makes sense to Poppy. Poppy have same problem with Master Pon sometimes.
Sorry, but there no other way. Very busy making dreams real, living life to max. That what Dadapon always say, but always get very sad when Tora ask him about it. When Mamapon left, Dadapon eat and drink like wild beast for 3 days to try to fix sadness.
That not sound too healthy. Poppy must make sure Master Pon never get that sad, ever.
Seems that your dad made a lot of sacrifices for his work. But it was those sacrifices that made Poppy a reality. I guess we have to be grateful for that.
This give Poppy a funny feeling in Ether Furnace. Thanks for sharing, Master Pon.
Oh, Poppy, that nice of you to say.
Funny not always mean good, Master Pon.
Excuse Tora.
Just when you thought you couldn't fit any more tragic Nopon backstories, they found a way. So that's a lot of things taken care of in More Ardain, almost all of it. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we're gonna get to know another one of our blades closely and hear their story. A blade that we honestly know very little about. See you guys then!